What is vocal fry and how can you overcome it? In this video, I'm going to explain to you what vocal fry is, why people use it, and if you do use it, how you can overcome it. Let's get started. What is vocal fry? It's a term you may have heard. It's become quite popular both in usage of the term and of vocal fry itself. It's a sound that is made by not using the breath, and the sound starts to become very guttural and lands in the throat. So instead of having a full voice like I'm using now, you might hear me sounding like this. My voice gets in my throat. I'm kind of just not using my breath, and it becomes very guttural, that is, in the throat. Now, I'm not the best person to give an example of vocal fry because I already have a low voice, so when I use it, it might sound like I'm just being old or I'm being a little bit sick, something like that, because I'm not engaging my breath. So I've included some really fun examples in the link below, and you can also just Google funny vocal fry videos and get some examples of it. Where you might hear it is if you were to watch the Kardashians. Kim Kardashian has a voice that oftentimes employs vocal fry. And why is it being used? Well, first of all, like any trend, when we see something being used by our favorite celebrities in TV, perhaps in interviews, we start to emulate that. Perhaps a friend of ours emulates that, and then we emulate our friend. Whether we do that consciously or unconsciously, it starts to happen, and it starts to pervade the culture. Well, what are the downsides of using vocal fry? There are three things. First of all, like anything, the expression goes, practice makes perfect. But in this case, practice makes permanence. So if we're using vocal fry a lot, then our voice starts to get weaker. We're not using our full voice. So over time, if you were going to try to be heard in a teleconference or giving a public speech or running your own company, and you wanted to command the room with your voice, but you've been employing vocal fry for a long time, it's going to be all that much more challenging for you to have a full resonant voice. Secondly, vocal fry doesn't make you very unique. You start to sound like other people. You don't sound like your own unique voice print. Think about it. Everybody has a unique thumbprint. Well, everybody has a unique voice print. By employing your voice fully, by using your resonators, your articulators, your breath, you start to have a full voice that is uniquely you. And thirdly, you could do some damage to your voice. Think about your voice as the four legs of a chair. So those legs support you in that chair. Think about the four legs of your voice being your breath, your vocal folds, your resonators, and your articulation. If suddenly you take away the breath, the chair falls over and you start to sound like this. Your voice doesn't have any depth or weight or vibrance. It's not moving forward. You're not making people take action with your voice, with your feelings, with your intentions, but rather your voice is just sort of ending right here. So that brings me to, how can you overcome vocal fry? Well, it takes practice. And this exercise I'm going to show you is very easy and it's kind of fun. We're simply going to drop our mouth open and we're going to breathe on our hand. It's pretty easy. Just a nice, easy. And as you do that, breathing on your hand, notice you can feel that warmth of your breath right on your fingertips, right in the palm of your hand. The throat is open, the breath is flowing, your jaw is relaxed. You're not holding back with your breath, you're employing your breath. Now, let's go ahead and add a sigh to that. A really easy, relaxed, open-throated sigh. As if you had a moment of relaxation. You felt, oh, I'm finally doing this. I'm finally realizing that I have vocal fry and I want to overcome it. Or, oh, I just did all my chores and now I can relax for the day. Or, I had a great meeting and what's next on the agenda? One of those kinds of sighs. Well, when you do that, make sure that you feel that warmth hit your hand. Feel that breath hit your hand. If it's not hitting your hand, try that. Try cutting off your breath. I have no breath, no warmth against my hand. So that same warmth that you exude with your voice doesn't exist because it's all being caught in your throat and there is no breath being used. So that's the first step. The second and final step is to add some words to it. So let's say, hello there, hello there, and feel that warmth against your hands. Hello there. We'll even say, hello there. Take a breath in. How are you? Hello there, how are you? Feel that breath against your hands. I'll just speak normally. Hello there, how are you? Hello there, how are you? Try it alternately by holding your breath. Hello there, how are you? Hello there, how are you? You'll notice a huge difference. This is all about the breath. In all of my videos, almost all of my videos, I talk about the breath because that's the center of your being. That's what fuels your voice. That's what gives you warmth to your voice. And that's what brings the uniqueness of who you are to your voice. And it takes your voice somewhere so that you can have a meaningful impact in your communications and in your relationships. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.